understand why Hungary is of special interest with regards to this initiative, but there are other member states, and I will give you a good example of that, which would be affected in a very positive way from this initiative. I will tell you the case of Cyprus. As you probably know, when the Republic of Cyprus joined the European Union in 2004, it joined the European Union with still unsolved the problem with the northern part of Cyprus being under Turkish military control. And I belong to those politicians who supported at the time very strongly that we should prioritize more political needs and support the Turkish Cypriot people residing on the northern part. But actually what came to our attention over the years is that the local administration has been called, it's been subordinated to Turkey. And much of this money, unfortunately, are being misused. And I'd like to make a last comment myself too. Regarding the draft MFF by the European Commission, it includes a new tool based on which those member states that do not comply with the European values, the rule of law, there will be supposedly no more new fund commitments towards those member states. This is a good intended proposal or suggestion, but view it from a more political view. I think that it might be better to try to find the civic society and those organizations within the member state that would allow the flow of the funds going instead of penalizing the member state. And I could say many reasons, but one of them is purely political. In those member states who distance themselves from the values and principles of the EU, most likely the majority of the media are being under the influence of the government. And in a way, what we've seen many times is that the government of the member state uses this, let's say, penalty as a political view that the EU acts in a very partial way against a member state. That's why I think that we should review again this proposal, although I emphasize once again that it's obvious that it is good intended, but at the same time we should view it in a more broad way.
A comment on this one, and it's on behalf of the Greens that I talk here. I think the only solution in the problem that if you penalize the end beneficiaries by taking measures, the only way to assure that the money still goes to the right beneficiaries is making or assuring that the Commission takes a direct management role of all subventions that are foreseen. 80% of all subventions are shared management, management by Commission and by the Member State. If you see that there is a Member State where there is a problem in the authorities and the politicians, then I think we should create a possibility that the Commission can take over the shared management and can do the management directly, so that the money that is needed and that is well funded goes to the right beneficiaries.
I think what would be a more fine-grained approach is you say, okay, we'll do an assessment. There should be a public assessment, by the way, of threats to the rule of law. And on the basis of that assessment, there's a number of options. Yeah. We can either have stricter controls, like we just discussed. If that doesn't work, we put the distribution of the funds in the hands of maybe an independent NGO, like that's the Norway grants model, or maybe the Commission takes over direct management. And then only in the last resort, do the funds stop
Yeah.
flowing
Yeah.
completely? And I think that would be a more intelligent way, actually,
Yeah.
of using this
Absolutely.
expression.